Hola chicos! I forgot what to say. What the fuck? Totally blank, I couldn't say anything. Well, I'm Christian and I'm moving to Spain. And I should remember my name, so don't know how I forgot, but that's probably not what I forgot, to be honest. I just forgot that I usually say my name or whatever. Didn't know what to say, so just didn't say anything. But now I'm started. This time I'm gonna talk about some more details about where I'm gonna move in Madrid. And again, I don't know, but I have a lot of thoughts. So let me throw them out and take it or leave it. I just throw now. Why do I speak so badly? I hate myself sometimes. Yeah, but I have thought specifically about living in Chambery. I think it's a perfect place for me because it's just north of the center, Sol, and also just south of my university. So it's pretty much in the middle of the center and university, and it's actually a little bit closer to the center than it is to my university, and that's actually exactly how I want it. Because I want a long trip to my university, and I say long because it will still be shorter than here in Denmark, because that's my rule, it has to be shorter than the trip I have in Denmark. But I want a long walk to get some steps every day, and 2 times a day I go to university, I go back home, and that's nice. And yeah, then I get my steps. And I also really like the fact that when I am at the university, then the quickest way to get to Sol, the center of Madrid, is to go through my own neighborhood. And I really like that fact, because if there's something I hate, don't ask me why, because I'm not totally sure. Maybe just because I'm not totally used to it. So when I have done it, I kind of hate it. But what I really hate is when I go to school, middle school, high school, university, whatever school I go to. Not because I go to other school, but I'm talking about earlier in my life, of course. Whatever, you know what I mean. Then going from school and directly to some other place, like this city, a bar or something. I really hate that. Because then it's not because I change clothes multiple times a day and take a shower, or just because I go out. I take a shower once a day, no matter what. I don't care when, I just as fast as possible. And if I had taken a shower earlier and I'm sweaty, I don't take another one. I don't care, and I don't switch my clothes out with something new. I don't care about making something out of myself, but it's like when I go to school, I bring my bag with school stuff, and I just hate to bring that to a bar or something, and other place, anywhere. Like my bag is to go to school, and when I'm finished with school, I like to throw my bag in my home. So, yeah, I just hate having my school stuff with me. So I hate going directly from school to other places. So I will hate if my school was just beside Sol, and then I was living a long way away from that. Or if my school was in between my home and Sol, then it will be really convenient when I'm aim at the school already, instead of going to my home, then going to Sol, because it's literally twice as fast to go to Sol than to go back home, then back to university, and then to Sol, because that's a distance. 1, 2, 3, right? So it will be very convenient to go directly to Sol if my university was straight in the middle. So I would probably do that, but I will hate doing it. So therefore I don't want university to be straight in the middle, because that would be too bad. Also, my university is already 1.25 hours away from Sol, and that's like the max distance I want. So if the university was between me and Sol, then it will mean I will be 1.25 north from the university, and then I will have like 2.5 hours to Sol. That will be too long. So I will not do that. So it's not gonna happen, because I will avoid that for all costs. But to live kind of close to Sol, and then just a little bit further from the university, that would be the dream for me. Then I can go to Sol multiple times a day, go to university once every day, have the usual walk, get used to that, that's fine for me. So Chambery, which are in the middle both of them perfectly exactly in the middle. That would be great. Also, there are some neighborhoods east from Chambery. Oh shit, man. Chambery is kind of to the northwest part of Sol. So it's actually very close to the highway, the M30 that goes around Madrid. So there's not really a big barrio is what they call it, a big neighborhood. Barrio is a neighborhood in Spanish, I believe. That's what they call it at least, but it would be several, I guess. So there's not really a big neighborhood west of Chambery. Chambery is the most western big neighborhood. So to the east, there will also be some neighborhood north of Sol, of course, and south from University. Oh my god, it's back by now. So these neighborhoods to the east, more east part of the city, I would also love to live in them. And I could be a bit more north. I could not be more south because then it would be Sol, and Sol is too much the center for me. I believe I rather want to live another place. So to live in like Chambery, the neighborhood east from Chambery, I don't remember if it's Salamanca or what it is. I know it's not Tetuan because Tetuan are the one just beside my university up in the north, kind of the most northern neighborhood. But south of Tetuan, north of Sol, Chambery or east from Chambery, the one east from Chambery or the one north from that one will be fine to live in for me. One of these three neighborhoods will be perfect. I don't want to live in the one north from Chambery, but because that's the exact one my university is in, and I don't want to live in the same neighborhoods as my university, because I'm gonna see that neighborhood when I go to university, and also the mean I will have too short of a distance to university, because in my opinion you can have that, because I like to walk a bit sometimes, or every day actually, as I need to do to get to university, so that's fine for me. And that's how the life in Madrid is anyway. And I want to experience Madrid for real, like a real Midtjylland on foot. So I will not walk too little, I will make sure I walk enough. And maybe you say, well, that happens automatically in Madrid, doesn't it? But again, I may want a little bit more, because I'm more walkable than most people. And maybe I can easily say that in Denmark. Maybe I will find my superior in Madrid, because maybe everybody are very walkable there, but I don't think I can walk too much. It will not be a problem to walk too much. If I walk so much my feet hurts, I will gonna live through it. I will not quit. So I'm more afraid of walking too little, as I should not be, because that's not gonna happen anyway. But it's not a problem for me. I'll walk as much as possible. I'll be as healthy as possible. I like to be healthy. I like to walk. I don't do it for health actually. I don't do a lot of things for health. I do it for fun. I do it because I like to use my body, and I like when it hurts a bit. I like to feel I'm growing stronger and stuff like that. So, and that's not now I'm over talking it too much. Like, that's not what walking do to you. Walking like nothing for me actually. So, that's the plan, I think. But not too strict. Now it sounds like I have a perfectly planned, but I'm actually very open to live in different neighborhoods, as long as it's not an hour and a quarter or more away from University of Sol, which are my only fun rule. I really follow no one else. Then I will actually be fine with living there. I will even be fine with living in Sol. If that's the best apartment I can find, the best to price, I will live there. But I rather want to live in another place in Sol. But I will not be totally close to live in Sol if that's what I need to do. But about the apartments, I really like big apartments, and they have that in Spain. They have it a lot in Spain. In Spain, it can be really hard to find an apartment under 50 square meters, which are considered a big apartment in most of the world. This apartment is 24 square meters, and I say 24 because in Denmark we count it very strange, because if I measure it inside on my wall, but on the inside of the apartment, of course, because that's the only way I can measure it, because I'm not a robot, I'm a human, whatever. Then it's actually just 16 square meters, which are exactly 2/3 of what is actually sold as 8, 16, 24. No, I'm missing 8 square meters, and that is straight up just the wall, because they're missing the apartment from the outside. In the real outside world, they're missing the apartment, and you cannot even measure it that precise. So actually, just talking shit, to be honest. But anyway, they're pretty much at 50% to the actual apartment size. And the thing is, they don't really do that in Spain, as what I have heard. I have heard people talking about 2 measurements in Spain. There is what they call the actual livable area, and I thought that was the inside measurement and not the outside. But I actually find out that is the inside minus all the actually furniture. Like, I have a fridge, of course, everybody does that, and I have some closets of different kinds, and I have my toilet and my hand wash sink. I have my sinks, kitchen sink. That's in a table. My kitchen table, my kitchen closets. I have lots of things like that. Furniture like that. Furniture is just like built into the apartment. That kind of furniture, they are not missing that. So they're missing the floor in front of the fridge. I think that's amazing. I didn't believe it when I heard they actually have a measurement like that. So actually, when they say that an apartment has like 50 square meters livable area, then they probably have like 58 square meters actually apartment size. So, but that means if that's one of the measurement, that means the other measurements must be the inside, because it doesn't make sense if the non-livable area but the actual size is the outside then. So they don't have an actually correct measurement which are the inside of the apartment, but with the furniture placing counted with, know what I mean? I think that would be strange. So I actually think that they don't have the outside but only have inside without furniture, which are amazing, because then there are like multiple steps ahead of Denmark in how transparent they are and how honest they are. In Denmark we pretty much lie, and it's like a fact that we just lie all the time. We know it, we do it, we know that other people do it, and we just take it with a grain of salt nowadays, and just try to think, get a low expectation of the apartments when we hear the square meters, But yeah, it's quite easy to get an apartment in Spain that's 50 square meters, or it's hard to get one that's smaller, unless you're going to Madrid, because they have really small apartments. And the only place in Spain I have seen an apartment that small, and they can get really small. I have seen one on like 15 square meters, but before you think it's really small, like in 15 square meters, this apartment is 16 square meters measured on the inside. And when they say 15 square meters, it's either, as what I've just told you and what I think and what I have here, it's either the inside or the inside without furniture. So that means it's at least the same size as my apartment in just sheer inside measurement. But the other thing is, these apartments, they are that small. The exact apartment I'm talking about, the one is 15 square meters, it actually has another level. It's not a true level, because it's not counted at a 2 stores apartment. It's counted as like 1 store, but it has a little build, like it's built. They're building like tree structure, a wood structure thing. So it's like a platform that goes maybe through half the apartment. So in half the apartment you actually have like a low roof, tree structure, and then you have something on top, and in the other half you have all the way to the actually roof. So twice as high as nothing up there. And then the bed is there, and not just the bed. It was not just exactly the bed and nothing else, like these I have forgot what they call, but you can buy some beds where there are 2 beds on top of each other, but it's only a bed, nothing else. And you can buy a bed on top of a disc, and it's only a bed and nothing else. But here is the bed, and there's a little floor. Yeah, there's a little floor you can walk on around the bed on two sides, not all four sides, but the two sides around the bed, and there's like a table. So there was quite a lot of space, but not a lot. But it's still like it went half, or at least a third. To be honest, a third. Realistic scene, it was like a third of the apartment. But again, it was like 15 square meters, so that means a third must be like 5 square meters. And then you put that on top, that makes it 20 square meters on the inside, where mine is like 16 again. So that means it's actually 25% bigger than mine, even though it sounds smaller because they say 15 and mine are put on a 24. So mine actually sounds like it's like 60% bigger, but this one is actually 25% bigger than mine. So you have to really think a lot about it and really take a closer look and really do the math, you can say. Because the small apartments in Madrid can actually be quite big. And it's a general thing actually I have seen in the small apartments I have seen in Madrid, that they build this street structure to actually make the most out of the space. Like I have never seen, and this is what was on YouTube in some satisfaction video, where people have made sick houses and it's just for show off. But on this is that these apartments are the most genius built I have seen. It's the most space effective I have ever seen. So to have a small apartment in Madrid, it will not be a problem for me because I will not feel that small. I will have lots of space for me. So I'm not too afraid of the small apartments in Madrid, and I will actually be fine with it. Like to have these 15 square meters, which are pretty much the same I have here, but then have the other store kind of, you can go up and have my bed not in the way and all of that. That will still be an upgrade to my apartment, and that's kind of my thumb rule. Again, another thumb rule to actually apartment I have is it should just be an upgrade. If you feel like an upgrade, if it's any better than my apartment in Denmark, I'll be fine with that. And to be honest, it's a pretty low standard to set, so it's not hard to find an apartment that's better than mine. Again, I have not seen a single one in Madrid that's worse, so it's fine. So it's not amazing apartment to the price, but it's still not shitty apartments. They have none of them are, I think, at least what I believe of what I have seen. Oh my god, not again. So yeah, but I will move in with some other people, I think. So it will probably not be like a one-room apartment anyway, or a studio, or whatever. It will probably be like a 3-room apartment because what the fuck is that? What's that word? Because I've already talked a lot with one, and maybe another one. So it will be like 2 to 3 people. And so to get a 3-room apartment will be fine. If we are 2, it's fine, because if we are 2, we have an extra room, that's fine. If we are 3, it's fine, there's space for all of us, and we have some living room, somewhere to be together. And in all of the rooms, we can invite 1 or 2 friends over to stay in our room, so we don't need to use any more than our own room. So it will probably be a 3-room apartment, because that's the most cost effective. It's not so expensive to get a 3-room apartment. You can get that for like 900 euros a month if you're renting in Madrid. And not many, they're at the start, it's the cheapest one, but most of them are like in 11 to 1300 euros. That's not hard, there's hundreds of 3-room apartment for these price ranges. So we'll probably do that, settle with that. We'll probably not get any bigger than that. And yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna end up living in Madrid. And I really like that, because I like to have, again, a big apartment. Size is a lot for me, and I know I have said I want to live in a 15 square meters, but again, it's because I'm an upgrade to this one. And I'm just like, if it just gets better and my life is now, I'm fine. But I always, of course, want it as big as possible, kind of. But also, if I find some people to live with I actually have decided to live with myself. We have talked about it together in our own, of our own free will, you can say. and if we become good friends and talk well and so on, then we can live together and actually feel have a comfort about living together. And that's really important for me to feel comfortable with it, and like the one I live together with, because then I'm gonna use the living room, because if not, I'm not gonna use the living room. I'm gonna keep my ass away from the living room. But here I will actually think that I will spend a lot of time in the living room, and also the kitchen and so on. I like being in the kitchen, but not with strangers, not if I don't like other persons, of course. So it will be really nice to have a few room plan where I actually use it all, and not the other rooms. But I don't care about the rooms, like the 2 other bedrooms. I don't care about them. I will not spend time in other bedrooms than my own, no matter what, anyway. But the living room and the kitchen, to have these two too. So instead of have just a studio, 1 room apartment, something, but I actually have my sleeping room, bedroom it's called on normal English, but I can't speak, of course. My living room and my kitchen will feel 3 times bigger already than a studio apartment, so it will be so nice. It will feel so spacey to be able to use it all. And the balcony, if there's a balcony, there's probably a balcony in a 3-room apartment, no matter what. It's hard to find without the like balconies in Spain, and they also do that in Madrid. So to sit on the balcony a morning, just in your boxers, and just enjoying your breakfast slowly, and then your roommates come, and you don't care. You are fine with being in your boxers and eating breakfast, chill, without looking great or anything. And not that I care about my looks ever, but without feeling uncomfortable about it. And then they come and speak, and you enjoy yourself, and you like the social factor you get of that, living together and talk with each other. That seems really nice, and I like that. I love to do that. I'm looking forward to that. So I hope I get a good environment. I hope I get a nice feeling to live with this person. So I hope I can really use the space in a nice way and enjoy my time in my own apartment, no matter which one I end up in. So yeah, if you wanna see more about my apartment in Madrid, and actually see it, but also hear more about my thoughts about it, and see my process of moving to Madrid, and see my vlogs when I arrive in Madrid, then subscribe to this channel. And if you like this video, then do it, of course. Why not? You just say it, right? And I guess I'll see you next one. Bye bye.